First and foremost, I'd like to extend my deepest sympathies to Jesse and Riley, Peggy and Stephen, and all of Susan and Jesse's families gathered here today. Make no mistake, your hurt is our hurt. I would also like to extend my deepest condolences to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Bill McCarthy, and the Pleasant Hill Police Department, Chief Al Pisano, and to the men and women of the Des Moines Police Department. God blessings to all of you. To all those here today that have stepped in to provide that critical support when we need it most, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will never be able to repay you, but if you ever need anything from the Des Moines Police Department, please do not hesitate to call. It means a lot to us as an organization. They didn't make it. Those are the words we heard. Words we will never forget, nor should we. It's one of those "do you remember where you were when" moments that will stay with us forever. This will always be remembered as a life cut too short, a career ended too soon, a wife, a mother, a daughter, a friend, a police officer who had so much more to do, amazing things to be accomplished in all those very important roles. What we're left with are the memories, moments shared, lives touched, friendships forged. There's no making sense of what is truly senseless. There's no explaining the unexplainable. Sad, tragic, heart-wrenching are terms that don't even begin to describe what has happened. The words don't do it justice. We can't fix the hurt, we can't change what happened. We have to put that all in the hands of a higher power. So here we are. Here we are today, left to honor someone we know and love. From her days with the Polk County Sheriff's Office and the Pleasant Hill Police Department, Susan knew she was in the right profession. Both are great organizations full of terrific people, but Susan had goals. One of those goals was to be a member of the Des Moines Police Department. During her hiring process, we reached out to our friends at the Sheriff's Office, attempting to avoid the questions and acting like we had a bad phone connection as we asked about Susan. Their integrity finally got the best of them and they came clean. You can't go wrong with Susan. Done deal. Welcome to the Des Moines Police Department. From her time in the academy, there were big things on the horizon. When things got tough, she only worked harder. If someone was struggling, she helped them pull through. Susan was always looking for ways to improve. All this while staying humble, never looking for recognition. She didn't need a pat on the back. These are all qualities and characteristics of the perfect police officer, and there was no doubt that Susan was determined to be that perfect police officer. I had the opportunity to speak with the 73rd Academy class on several occasions during their training. All the reports from the Academy staff were the same. Solid group, sticks together, works hard. It was later said to me that this may have been the best group of recruits, top to bottom, that we've seen in a long time. Officer Farrell was a big part of that success, and we expect amazing things from this class in the years to come. I would like that Academy class to stand, please. Remain standing for just a minute. Bear with me. I know your hearts are heavy, so is mine. This isn't how your career is supposed to start. This isn't how you come out of the gate. This is not typical. It's horrible and it's unimaginable. But I challenge you to exceed all expectations. You need to rise above this. Do it for yourselves. Do it for our organization. Do it for our community. And do it for your fallen classmates. We will be there to help you and support you along the way. In the Farrell household, law enforcement was, quite frankly, the family business. Two cops working different agencies, who could understand each other and have that communication, a connection rare, a bond very strong, sharing stories, ideas, supporting each other throughout their careers, all while managing their profession around raising a beautiful daughter. Susan and Jesse, Jesse and Susan, Team Farrell, dedicated to a life of service, two heroes living under the same roof. You don't get into this business for fame and fortune. I didn't, Jesse didn't, Susan certainly didn't. She jumped in at a time when it probably wasn't viewed as the easiest career path, in an age of criticism and second guessing. There has to be more to it. For Susan, like most of us, there is so much more to it. With Jesse as her support system, she knew exactly what she was getting into, and she was willing and able to accept that challenge, and she would do whatever it took to be successful. That's how we remember Susan's career. Law enforcement isn't flashy and glamorous. It is, however, noble and very, very necessary. What's overlooked is that law enforcement and public service at that local level is the very foundation for a peaceful and orderly society. A tremendous responsibility that Officer Farrell was willing to accept, knowing full well that it would be at times trying and it would be at times challenging. Recognizing that someone has to do this job and knowing that she is willing and able to fill that role. She proved herself to be right. I'd like all the law enforcement officers, police, fire, EMS, public safety officials to please stand. Bear with me. I just need you for a second. So why get in this business? If this is how it ends, if this is what it's all about, why sign on? Regardless of whether you're fighting fires, fighting crime, or providing medical care to save lives, you sign on because you know that there are people that depend on you. You sign on because you know that you're making a difference and it would be chaos without you. You sign on for the personal satisfaction that you're able to bring home from the job that only someone that fills your role can understand. You sign on because it's a calling and you truly care about the welfare of others. Don't ever for a second forget why you signed on. Please remain standing for one more minute. Jesse, I need your help, okay? You said you would help me yesterday. You understand this, but there's people sitting in this front section that don't. I see people that are hurting. I would ask you, Jesse, to stand up and ask your family to stand up just for a moment. To the family members, I'd like you to turn around. I'd like you to turn around and take this all in. And don't just look at the sheer numbers, look into their eyes. They sign on because you know that there are people like this in this room that will always be there for you. It is who we are, it is what we do. Brothers and sisters, there's nothing quite like it, and Officer Susan Farrell will always be a part of this family. Thank you. They didn't make it. Those are the words that we'll never forget. But I stand here before you today to argue that statement. These are nothing more than words because Officer Susan Farrell and Officer Carlos Puente Morales did make it. And now they sit in God's house and they watch over us and they guide us and they will for all of our days. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God.